Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi.
For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown, and I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it, and the cities shall be inhabited, and the wastes shall be builded, and I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi.
For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. I will also save you from all your uncleannesses, and I will call for the corn, and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree, and the increase of the field, and ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Then shall ye remember your own evil ways, and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. And for your sakes do I this, saith the Lord God, be it known unto you. Be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord God, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the wastes shall be builded, and the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I, the Lord, build the ruined places, and plant that was desolate. I, the Lord, have spoken it, and I will do it. Thus saith the Lord God, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Israel, to do it for them. I will increase them with men like a flock, as the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feasts. So shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi.
Alright, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praises to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone led me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't we be part of that number? Lord, wouldn't this be edifying those who fear the name of the Lord and is striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. So the water for anybody coming in on the common boy, Bahasham, Atham. And I want to deal with, it was a lesson that one of the brothers did, one of the big bros did on it was an individual, and he had his rib with him, and they was saying a lot of they was just saying a lot of foul things about the brotherhood and about the elders and apostles, right? So this lesson is going to go into kind of some of the things that he said. I'm not going to really bring up the video, but I'm just going to show where the video is at. So if you want to go watch, where it is, you can go get edified, on what he was talking about. But I wanted to add some stuff, and kind of break down and go into some of these things that this guy is falsely claiming about the elders and apostles. So let me get over here and let me get this picture going up first, and then we'll get into it. Bear with me. I got to get over here to the clip and show you where I got it from. Right here. So, he was saying a whole lot of foul things, but I'm going to just, roughly paraphrase it long term to short. So, Lord, when it's edifying to the flock, this lesson is, all a man's ways seem right to him, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Okay? So, when you're looking at this guy right here, let me just put it on there and pause it. I don't really want to hear him talking. But, this wicked Israelite right here, right? You see, he got the Shiva Jadas in his head, and we know that this is not a custom of Israel, And another thing, you're not supposed to have your rib in your videos, man. And not let alone he had his rib in his video, she talking. Now, his whole point is he's trying to say Apostle Tahar is not an Israelite. Because he tries to claim that to be an Israelite, it must be a man and a woman. Both of them have to be an Israelite to have to be an Israelite. Now we're going to prove that that's going off, and we're also going to show why this is wickedness what he got in his head, man. And it's also going off by having your rib in your videos. And another thing, his rib looked like a speckled bird. She's not dark. So the fact that he's saying that is just showing that, it's not making any sense that he's trying to say that it's all off based on color, But it's all about, the spirit. Because it says my heritage is a speckled bird. Okay, it says that in the precepts. It's all shades of brown, but we made it with the other nations as well. So that's where you have those what we call the foreign Israelites or the speckled birds. Okay, that look like the other nations, but they are of Israel. We're going to show some accounts in the scriptures that actually speak of the speckled birds, and exactly where it's found. But first, we're going to deal with this. Okay, and this is from GMS, The Truth is Fierce 144. You should go subscribe to him. Go check his video out. It's very edifying. And I'm going to go over here and get into... First, we're going to look this up. Shiva Jadas is basically dreads. It's a.k.a. dreads. See? Indian dreadlocks, right? The Hindu deity Shiva is also described in many scriptures as wearing dreadlocks, which is referred to as Jada. The story of Ganga, the Hindu goddess. See, it's like Hindu goddess, like women worship. Okay, and this explains a lot why this wicked Israelite, has this these Shiva Jadas going on in his head, and he's got his woman interrupted him in the middle of the video, talking when he trying to explain it and break it down. Like, she's not supposed to be doing that, man. That's all the way going off. Okay, and that's why he's gonna end up getting put to death, man. At least he repent, take all them videos down and do it the right way. So, in the way I see it is, he really thinks it's right, man. He really thinks what he's doing is right, but he's wrong, man. He's going all the way off. He's worshiping a false idol, You know, Shiva Jadis, man. That's what he's wearing in his head. Them dreadlocks. We're not supposed to be doing that stuff in the truth. And you're not supposed to have your woman in there, you know, teaching with you. So let's just, I'm going to start right here. Before we get into the speckled bird situation, we're going to deal with some accounts that show that it matters who the man is, not the woman when it comes to, you know, if you're an Israelite or not. We're going to prove that throughout the scriptures. You know, we're going to prove it through some things. But first we're going to start right here. The name of the title is this is this precept right here. You know, Proverbs chapter 14 verse 12, and it reads, "There is a way which seemeth right to unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." You see, and that's how it is. You know, this is the ways of death, man. You know, talking down on Elder Apostle Tahar like that, man. That's terrifying that somebody would do that, man. And he tried to also say that Elder Apostle Tahar said that he was Paul or something, and that's not. He ain't never said that. And I believe the brothers who've been around for 8, 9, 10 plus 20 years. They ain't never heard of Elder Apostle Tahar say that. You know, reincarnation exists, but he don't claim that. So it's just, you know, false accusing, man. You know, that stuff is really going to get him put to death. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34. And it reads, "Let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak." And she's not even supposed to be in the same area, man. She's supposed to be over there cooking or cleaning or doing something, you know, to aid her man, you know. So that's showing that's all the way off, man. That's going all the way off. "But they are commanded to be under obedience, also saith the law." And they weren't saying the name of the Lord. You know, they were saying God and, you know, whatnot, and Christ. They don't know nothing about the Lord, man. These kind of people, man, is going to get put to death, man. Because they don't want to simply do what the word says. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 35, "And if any will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church." And they not supposed to be going and learning from other men either. The Lord's real serious about that, you know. So you got to be real careful, you know, dealing with if you're dealing with the man of the Lord. You have to be careful with that, because even if your husband, you could be making your husband going off by doing that stuff. Okay, like he could get put in a situation because, you know, you doing what's not outside. It was outside of the law. You know, and the Lord's very serious about this stuff, man. You have to really take account to what the Lord is telling us to do, and you got to follow that stuff. You know. It's a sacrifice. We all got to make sacrifices, and once we get to that point, you get with a man of the Lord, and y'all have made that pact to come together fully. You know, there has to be ground rules, or the Lord could judge you and that woman. It has to be the way He said do it. There's no exceptions, especially when we know what's right and what's wrong. Sirach, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 16, hold on, verse 14. And I want to read to 16, but I want to go back a couple precepts. And it reads, "A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed." And a woman whose mind is well instructed, she's not going to have no smirk on her face like she got some kind of, you know, holiness in her because she got, you know, a covering over her head. She got Shiva Jadis in her head too. You see, so this kind of proud look, these women's going to get put to death, man. She trying to act like there's something wrong with, you know, being a speckled bird. There's nothing wrong with being of a different nation and and being in the spirit of Bahasham, Yahawashi. And what I mean by looking like of a different nation, like looking like a different nation. But we're gonna break it down and show that all the nations have Israel. All the nations have Israelites that look like them. But we're gonna get to that. A silent, loving woman is a gift to the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth a mind well instructed, right? And it says a shamefaced, and if you're a widow, that's a good question. If you're a widow, you just you basically just take care of the brotherhood and look after the brotherhood. That's it. And if you can also like if you here, let me pull up a precept for you before I get on into it. Because you got a choice now. Yeah, I'm going to show you something. No big deal. Come and show you what the Lord said. So, this is 1 Corinthians. We're going to get over here and then we're going to get back into the lesson. This is good to add on to this. So 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 39, the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth, right? But you said you was a widow, right? But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. See, it's got to be for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So if you get married again, make sure you're doing it to aid a man of the Lord. That's what you're doing it for. And it says that, the Lord will spare you through childbearing, but that doesn't mean that you had to have a child on this side for him to spare you. That's for when you go in the kingdom, when we get the new bodies. Because it says down here, it says better not to even have children right now. Because we're going into a dangerous time. Not saying that you can still have children, but, it's all just based on what the Lord truly wants. I can't really get that specific with what the Lord has in your path specifically, but I hope that was edifying for you. We're gonna keep moving. So Rawchaa chapter 26 verse 3. So if you meet a man of the Lord and the Lord is drawing you towards that man, and you're a widow, you can get with him. And if not, just look out for the brotherhood. The Lord's gonna take care of you. Do your tithes, maybe make garments, things like that. That's how I met I also met a woman. Well, she actually started following me, and she was a widow, for a while. And the Lord always, had a good way of giving me an understanding of, we want to be here to protect the hopeful elect, us men who want to be of that number, that 144,000 elect men, because that's what we're teaching for. We want to be next to Yahawashi, so we want to protect the flock, so I looked at it as a way as, she was a real diligent woman of the Lord, and she was looking for a husband, so I took that role, but we still in the process of that well. So just be patient and pray to the Lord for a man of the Lord, and he might bless you with one. Just always accept whatever he gives you, just like Job did. He accepted everything that he did, that the Lord did. He bring him evil and good, and Job still praised the name of the Lord. So just keep that in mind. It's not always going to go good. Sometimes it goes bad. Sometimes it gets tough. But let me get back over here. I want to make sure I read the rest of that. I think I missed one more precept before I moved down a little bit. So it said a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. See, that woman ain't shamefaced. That woman we seen, she's not shamefaced, man. She don't have no shame, and her contingent mind cannot be valued. It's lucky if I said that wrong. I haven't said that word a whole lot. I want to actually look it up. I might be going on a little bit too long on this little part, but I don't have that many precepts, so I want to go ahead and make sure we break it down.
continent.
Continents. I said it right. So any of the world's main continuous expansions. Okay. No, that's not contention. No, that's right. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's not what it means. Why is it saying that? You know what? Why is it gonna say that when I just... Hold on. It's not right. I don't know why it says that. Yeah, okay, hold on. I seen it. Continuing mind. Salakia, bear with me. I don't know why it's not giving me a... Okay, right here. Definition of contingent meaning and definition: exercising restraint as the indulgence of desires or passions, temperate, moderate, serving to restrain or limit, restraining, opposing. See? So that's what it's talking about. I just wanted to, pull up an actual definition for it. So it can't be valued. That kind of woman who's restraint on, her mouth, man. She's very graceful and womanly. No man wants to date a woman that acts like a man. We date a woman because we want a woman. Verse 16, as the sun, when it ariseth in the high heavens, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. See? So it's a very big blessing for a woman to be in order, man. And that woman right there, that's a perfect example of what not to be, man. She's out of order. Her man's out of order. But it says, what does it say? Why are they both together? So Rock, let me move up a little bit and get to the point. 26, verse 23. It says a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man, because ain't no wicked woman, ain't no righteous man that's gonna deal with a woman like that, man. She seem like she want to take order or something. Like she can come explain the people the word, and that's going off. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. See, so that's why us men, we have fear of the Lord, not just for that, but just because we receive His blessing, we receive His grace, and getting a woman that that's well structured and well minded and understanding, those are blessings from the Lord, and it shows us that we're on the right track. It's not everything, but it's something, that's part of y'all role as women, to comfort that man, because that man could be his lot to be beheaded for this truth. So you want to be a pillar of rest to him. You don't want to be his enemy too and make it harder for him. But the so-called black women out here, they've done that, man. They've really jacked that up. But you got your sincere sisters out there, them sincere aquaf that's, they not like that, man. I've met one of them, so they're hard to come across, but they there. Let me pull this up. Yeah, they there. The Lord's hiding a lot of you women to be with a man of the Lord during that time. So just keep yourself well instructed and keep your mind focused on Bahasham, Yahawashi. He's going to make sure you fulfill your purpose. And if you're just a widow and you decide not to marry, and you don't, that's fine too. Just, serve the brotherhood, help them out, tithe, stay watching videos, you know, and focus on things concerning salvation, you know. But a true woman, her whole purpose, like in her mind, she's gonna want to serve a man. Like that's a real woman, to be a servant of a man, you know. And that's not saying that he just gonna use the shit out of her or something. Like it says, why would a man hate his own flesh? You know, you're gonna be one with him. He's gonna take care of you too. You know, but there's gonna be order. So Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, and this is gonna show that it's the men who the Lord's dealing with when it comes to genealogy. Like you whatever your father is what you are. So this is, and they assembled all the congregation together. This is Numbers 1:18. And it also says it in 20, but I want to pull up a couple words in this. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old upward in their polls, right? So when you go over here, you go to that word pedigree, right? We're going to look up two words in this. We're not going to even look up the fathers, because we know what that is. But we're going to look up pedigrees. What's a pedigree? I don't know the Hebrew, so we're just going to click whatever's in there. It's probably like, you know, might be, it's the Greek or the Latin.
Strong's H3205. Yalad.
Okay.
Yalad.
And it says to bear, bring forth, beget, gender. See? Gender. Of childbirth, to be born, right? To beget a child, right? Declare pedigree, to be the son of, see? The son of. And that's why it always said like this father, it would talk about the genealogy of Adam. It was all sons that they named. Now we're going to go to the number of names from 20 years and upward by their polls, right? So what's polls? What does it mean by polls? Did I put in the right word?
Strong's H1538. Gulgoleth. Gulgoleth.
I don't think that's the right word. By their polls. That's what I want to look up. Yeah, that's right. Okay. That was right. It's just a specific thing that is said in there. That you want to look at. You see? It says head. And what does it say is the head of man? Hamashiach, which is Yahawashi, right? The anointed one. It says every man, right there. Right there, every man. See? It's talking about the poles of men, the heads. Okay? So it's talking about men. It's not talking about man and woman, or it would have said it. It's determined off the father. That's how we know. So, you know, shalom to everybody coming on the comment board. Bahasham Atham. So we're going to go to Genesis. This is going to make a point. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 30. Okay? We're going to start at 1. I don't got too much more left. You know, I just want to make a couple points and show that, you know, that it doesn't matter about the wife. So it says the sons of Jacob, right? And it reads, when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her and said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, I am in the Most High, which is Yahawah's stead, who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb. And she said, behold, my maid, Bilhah, go in unto her, was talking about, you know, Popper, and she shall bear upon my knees, and that I may also have children by her. See? So when we're going to look up this word this name Bilhah, right? And that's probably, she's got a Hebrew name, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make out. That doesn't matter. What needs to matter is what? Her name means troubled, whatever. It's a concubine, and it's are of other nations, heathens. Okay? Concubine. Mother of two Jacob's children. Who is two Jacob's children? Dan and Naphtali, right? And who is Naphtali? That's one of the 12 tribes. That's one of the 12 tribes in Daniel chapter 7 when it talks about the 144,000 sealed. That's one of them. But Dan isn't. You see? Right? So it's really up to the Lord who gets chosen. Because you had Jacob and Esau. They were both born by Isaac. But one of them was chosen. Out of this, Naphtali was chosen. See? So it's just basically, it depends on who the Lord wants to have as his chosen. It didn't matter. And Dan was the first. Dan was the first son. We're gonna read it. Just like I'm gonna show you one more account where it wasn't the first son who was the rulers. Okay, which is talking about who was the son before Judah? I'm gonna have to look it up real fast in a second. But it was the son after Judah. But I'm gonna read it to you. So it says, and mine's just a little blank for a second. And she gave him, and she said, "Behold, my maid Bilhah, go into her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her." And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife. And Jacob went on her, and Bilhah received and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, "The Most High have judged me, and have also heard my voice, and hath given me a son. Therefore calls she his name Dan." See, so he was the first son. And then what? And Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, or Rachel's maid, conceived again and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, "With great wrestlings I have wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed." She called his name Naphtali. See? He was the second son. And he the one who actually got put in Revelation, not Dan. So it's really just up to the Lord, who he's going to put there. We ain't going to seek that out and be like, oh, well, try to come up with our own, doctrine. The Lord said who the chosen was. So that's how we going to tell you who the chosen was. Now, I'm going to show you here where I was talking about Genesis chapter 49. Okay. It's lucky his name slipped my mind. The first one who came, I just don't want to misquote it. But, Reuben. Okay, so Reuben was the first sons, okay, of Jacob. So wouldn't he be the one to rule and be head of all Israel? No, it was Judah, and we're gonna show it right here. So Israel's prophecy concerning his sons, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, "Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that what shall befall you in the last days." So he bring them all together and said, in the last days, some stuff was going to go down. So he told them these things. "Gather yourselves together, and hear ye, sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and excellency of power," right? "Unstable as water, thou art not excelled, because thou wentest up into thy father's bed. Then defiledest thou it. He went up to my couch," right? So they went off, right? Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. They went off. "O my soul, come," and we all went off, of course, but it's just, that's what it's saying. "O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly, mine honor, be not thou united, for their anger they slew a man, and their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. And that's what he did. He scattered us across the four corners of the earth. And you had Judah didn't like Ephraim. Ephraim didn't like Judah. And we all were split. Okay? And the Lord is bringing us back through what? The Spirit right now. That's how we're all coming back together. Not through how we look. Verse 8. Judah, right? Thou art he whom my brethren shall praise. See? So even though he wasn't the first, the Lord chose him. Why? Because that's who Yahawashi came out of, the scepter of Judah, man. So it's up to the Lord who he chooses, who he's going to rule and who's not, regardless. So thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy father shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Right? Judah is a lion's whelp, which means like a young cub, like, you know, whom from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. And what does that mean? Like we just most Judah just trying to. They've been through enough. They like just trying to relax, man. And like, man, we just trying to chill, man. We just trying to, you know, except the ones who are what being roused up in this spirit, coming back in the ways of Yahawah. We're being roused up in the spirit, doing this work, right? That the Lord called us to do. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. See, they gonna run. They gonna run it. Okay, starting with Yahawashi, of course. Nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. Right. So that means that they ain't gonna never get overthrown or anything. That's why he said he raised the tents of Judah up as well. So and unto him shall be the gathering of the people be. So that's how we know that most of the people, basically all the people who, you know, came to the truth and we're doing this truth first, we know that more than likely all of them were from the seed line of Judah, even if they look like, you know, a little light skin or whatnot. Their father was probably Judah, maybe dated an Edomite, or maybe dated, and we're gonna show that right now. You know, so you can't just judge off of appearance, man. You have to judge righteously. You have to know the laws too. You have to also know our history to understand, you know, how we came about as speckled birds. Okay, so I want to stop right there. That's all I wanted to pull up right there. Now we're going to go to John chapter 7, verse 24. You know, I haven't done a lesson on the speckled birds yet, so I want to do one. You know, I didn't want to get too deep. We're going to show where they at. But first, we're going to deal with this. So John chapter 7, verse 24. And that's why the front of this title, man, that man, he really think he right, man. This guy, he really thinks he's right. At least he repent. It's Yahawashi speaking, but judge righteous, judge the Lord. What's the will of the Lord? You see? And that's why we don't go off, you know, what people just saying and not having no proof. They just got a couple precepts and don't even have no breakdowns. They don't even know no breakdowns. And they out there with their wife talking about it on like, and that's going all the way off, man. Your wife not even supposed to be in the picture. Okay? It says we're supposed to be hiding our wives. Shit, she all online on his ass. 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are the most high. How do we do that? By judging righteously and seeing if they follow in the ways of the Lord. Because many false prophets. Shiloh is Yahawashi. I'll go show you. Yeah, it's just another word for Yahawashi. That's why it's capitalized. Let me go find it. Let me go find the precept. I'll go put it in the blue letter and show you. Where would I have it at? I think it was over here. Yeah. Yeah, until Shiloh come. We're waiting on the return of Yahawashi. And that's what he was telling them. He was telling them that when you get up in the beginning of it, he said, all the children, he said, come together. And he said, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the last days. Right? And what's going to happen? The scepter not going to depart from Judah until Shiloh come. It's talking about Yahawashi. And we'll go pull it up and show you one of his. It's like saying Yahawashi, the Messiah, Shiloh. He whose it is, not right, not the uncertain part, but right here, an epithet of the Messiah. See, that's all it is. It's just another word for Messiah. And we can look up that word epithet too. You know, we like, study. You know? I haven't heard this word either. See? An adjective or
epithet,
quality, characteristic of a person or being made. So, we're going to go back over here, but I don't mind answering. So, I learned that word epithet. That's pretty good. Pretty interesting word I ever heard. So, now we're going to go over here. John, we did 4 verse 1, right? Yeah, so now we're going to go to 1 Kings, okay? We're going to go over here. Chapter 11, verse 1. Yeah, that word Shiloh, I heard that word like when I first came in the truth. It's not used a whole lot, but it's just another word for Messiah. Solomon, okay, right? Y'all gonna get scattered, okay? That's what he told him. And it came all the way down to the point where King David had a son, King Solomon, right? Which us who have, been in the truth for a while, we know when you really get to all the breakdowns, it's Yahawashi, okay, coming back to fulfill prophecy. Because he said that he would not give his glory unto another. Okay, and this was him basically coming back and fulfilling prophecy by making those foreign Israelites. He was making them right here. Okay, so 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 1, and it reads, "But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, woman of the Moabites, so-called Chinese, the Ammonites, so-called Japanese, Edomites, so-called white people, Zidonians." Elder. Who is the Sidonians? Yeah. No, Zidonians. Here, I'm gonna look it up. Cause I haven't got to really study them too much. Salakia, y'all. Give me 1 second. Oh, the Africans? Yeah, Khan. Okay, it's the so-called Africans. That's another name for them. Okay. I usually call them the Philistines. Okay. But that's another one. And then the Hittites, right? And then of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, surely they will turn away your heart after their souls. Solomon clave unto these in love. See, he did. He went off, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart, right? For it came to turned away, they took care of him and stuff, right? That his wife, because we love our wives, and we love our wife. If we got one, if we got 4, we gonna love them. As if we men of the Lord. That's what Yahawashi did. We want to be like Yahawashi, right? Well, this is why we all went off, okay? Because he's the head, and it says that the whole head is sick. So who went off first? The Lord, because he's not going to let nobody else have that glory of bringing Israel out of captivity, and he also wants to be the first to start it. He wants us to put us in it and save us out of it. That his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord, his power, Bahasham, Yahawashi, as was his heart of David, his father. So everybody went off. Everybody went off. So, now we're going to deal with we don't want to go too far into it, but that shows that he had a whole bunch of different sons, right? For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. He went in and was worshiping all these false gods. Okay, and that's why we went off here in America, Babylon the Great, and did the same thing. We followed in his footsteps, and that's why, we're subject to hope, as it says. But he did that to fulfill prophecy. But let me read this first. Isaiah, before I put that in there. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 5. Let's go over here. And it says, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. Why? Because Yahawashi went off first. Okay, but he did that because he had to. That was part of what the Lord, what Yahawah, the Father, gave him as the blueprint to come down here to do. To do what? Why did he do that? Romans. That's why he did it. 8 verse 20. There's two. There's another one. You could use Acts chapter 14 verse 22, I believe, verse 21, and it talks about here, I'll read that next. Actually, I'll just go ahead and put that in there too. Romans chapter 8 verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly. See, he wanted us to go off because that was part of the prophecy. He said that we were going to go off, and in Deuteronomy 28:68, he was going to send us over here on ships into Egypt again, and we was going to have to go through all this. This had to happen. And it was Acts chapter 14 verse 22, I believe. But by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. So this is how we got hope, by us going off, okay? Because we wouldn't have hope if we was perfect. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of the corruption of the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. And we go look over here in Acts chapter 14 verse 22. This is the only way you're getting into the kingdom, right? Confirming the soul of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So that's why we have to go through this stuff. Now I just got a couple more precepts, and then I'm out of here. So Acts, and we're gonna show these foreign Israelites over here. Okay, they're over here. Like he told them, he told his sons over there, Genesis 49, what he say? Oh, and that's what he did. And we're going to see it right here. And, I read this at camp, but I want to just read a little bit of it. Acts chapter 2, verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying to one another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? Right? Because they was in Galilee at the time. Verse 8. And now here, we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born, right? Ask a question, like, and how are they doing this, right? Just the Parthians and the Medes and the Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and in Asia, right? What were they all doing? Pelagius, like if I said that wrong, Pamphylia in Egypt, and the parts of Libya, proselytes, Cretians and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High. So how can they do that if they're not Israel? Because it says it right here. They had to be Israelites. They just look like the other nations, because it says right here, couldn't be speaking the wonderful works of Yahawah, Bahasham, and Yahawashi if they was of the families, right? Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. That's why we go through all this stuff, right? So I want to pull up one more point. And it's going to show that Cornelius is also an Israelite too. Because what's the point of taking Cornelius? Peter take them all over there to go. He's like, I'm just going to take it. And they were all on the new wine. Okay, which is because, usually, they didn't understand. 28. And he said unto them, and let me see. So let's start at 26. But Peter took him up, saying, Stand up, I myself also am a man. And as he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together. Remember in verse 2, they was doing a whole bunch of stuff too, together, right? In chapter 2. And he said unto them, Ye know that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But the Most High have showed me that I should not call any man uncommon or unclean, right? So when you go look over there, and it says, it's an unlawful thing for a man, for a Jew to come in, and I want to look up that word nation, but first I want to look up that word common, okay? Because it says you shouldn't call any man common or unclean. What does that word common mean?
Strong's G 28.
The Greek, it says common, ordinary. See, they weren't ordinary people. It said don't call them ordinary. Don't call them heathens, belonging to generality by the Jews, unhallowed, profane, Levitically unclean, right? Defiled, unclean, unholy. Talking about they're heathens, okay? He said don't call them that. Why? Because when you come over here, and it says you should not call him man uncommon or clean, but you come up here and it talks about go up a little bit more. This is a lawful thing for any Jew. Talking about Jew goes back to Judah because they're the leaders, but it's talking about Israel come to one of another nation. Talking about heathens, right? When you look up that word heathen, when you look up the word nation, it says it's foreign, right? But then you go over here and you look up the root word of that word, and it's alaphalos. I think that's how you say that. These words are Testament. All the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. See? Offshoot, race or clan, kindred, tribe. That's talking about the foreign Israelites, the speckled birds. Okay? And that's what he says. That's what he's talking about. Them. Okay? All shades of brown and other nations. Because a lot of the elders and apostles, they call the you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and the other 16 nations they call them the dark nations, right? That's why we're speckled birds, because we look like them a little bit. We're speckled, right? Jeremiah chapter 12 verse 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her, talking about the other nations. Come ye assemble, all the beasts of the fields come to devour, and that's what happened. He said we would get scattered and we would get devoured. And that's what happened. So that's concluding my lesson today to show that, this guy's going off and he's rebellious. His wife is rebellious, and they better repent, or the Lord is going to make sure they both take the mark of the beast and they're going to get destroyed, man. So, so Lord willing, it was edifying. If you ever have any questions, you can always come on the comment board, and if the Lord wills it, I'll even do a lesson on some of those things that you ask. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. I might learn something too. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who led me to this truth. Khan, yep, a GMS husband only, or one of the followers. Pray to the Lord and find one of them men to serve. Find you a good man. Because back then it used to be the father would give it over to you, but you ain't got that luxury no more, So you got to kind of put yourself in a position like, how over here is backwards, how you had to, the man would chase after you and y'all got to, that's how it means to be reborn again, be born again. You got to look at that man as the prize and you got to try to win him over, show him that you can bring something to the table, because he's going to be what hides you from that wind, Lord willing. If he stays in the truth and, great millstone, you can't go wrong with those men. They'll take care of you, That's just coming straight from me out of just what I believe in my heart. They've been very faithful men of the Lord especially since I came back. Only been here around a year or so, maybe a year and a couple months, and they ain't never led me wrong. They've always put me in a better position than I was the day before. So like I said, Shalom to like the Israel, the hopeful like the Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indian, Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect. And the hopeful elect, Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, us be edifying those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42, a ball, the water for tuning in. And another thing I want to mention, if you get you a man of the Lord, and it come to where he get another wife and whatnot, hey, serve both of y'all, serve to the best of your abilities, But as us brothers, we ain't even looking for that anyways. It said, be as though you had no wives. But when it comes to Jacob's trouble, if you gonna get with an elect man, he's gonna have more than one wife. So you gotta put yourself in that mindset to not think about yourself in this thing. Just like we not thinking about ourselves. We out here willing to get put to death for Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and you want to be willing to serve your man to the death. It's the mindset that we need to be in, because it's going to be some very dire times coming very soon. So just keep the faith, and don't rush it. Just be patient, and Lord willing, He'll bless you with somebody where you can fulfill the will of Yahawashi, Yahawashi. That's why you get married, to fulfill aiding that man, or just aiding the prophets in general. So Lord willing, us edifying, Kwam Yasharallah. I got to get to the plantation, so shalom.